Okay, so let's get started with this under our course pre-calc. Again, we see, I got a good amount of stuff to grade. That's great. Thank you, guys. We see all this be due today. Tomorrow, I do have your quiz review due. So please make sure you get this done. If you get it done today, we'll try and get it graded today, of course, so you can get that feedback. So let's take a preview of this. Oh, I need to open that up to 2 attempts. I'll get that done in, or 20 attempts. I'll get that done in a second. So first question says, find the zeros, mins, maxes, and describe the end behavior of this function. So for this, all I want to do is type this into Desmos. I can find my zeros, max, mins, and describe end behavior just by looking at that. Usually I'd like you to graph this. If you wish to graph it and upload a picture of it, that's fine. But look, I get if you can tell me those critical points, you should be able to draw a curve through them pretty well. So I'm not going to stress the curve drawing, definitely since I did that or your homework. So I got Desmos open. Let's type in this equation. F of x equals x cubed minus 2x squared minus 19x plus 20. Okay, here with this, some parts are being cut off. I see my zeros here. Oh, cool. My zeros are all convenient zeros. So let's go ahead and just add those zeros first. So I had -4, 0, 1, 0, and then 5, 0. So I'm going to go ahead and add those as my zeros. So just type it in, zeros, -4, comma 0, 0. Then it was 1, 0, and 5, 0. 1, comma 0, and 5, comma 0. That's it for my zeros. Now what I'm going to do to find my max, mins, and end behavior is zoom out some. So all I'm doing is hitting the minus, there we go. Zoomed out so I could see its peaks. One peak is here, the other is here. All I'm going to do is take these points and put those as my answer. So let me get it like this so I can kind of see them a little better. Okay, so I clicked on that point. This was a max because it was peaking there. -1.937, comma 42.031. Again, I have no worries about, hey, can you do this by hand finding a max? Because honestly, to try and find this max or the min by hand requires skills that you're going to learn next year. So just as long as you can figure out how to find them in the calculator, we're all good for our max and mins. Okay, and then there's my min. $3.27, comma -28.55. Now for end behavior, let's see, the left side goes down forever, the right side goes up. So I could just write it as left goes down, right goes up, and call it a day. We could say it more formally as x goes to negative infinity, f of x goes to negative infinity, and as x goes to infinity, f of x goes to positive infinity as well. But I'll go put it simply. Left side goes down, right side goes up. Left side goes down. Some people like using the word fall and rises, like the left side falls, right side rises. Same thing. Right side goes up. And that's it. I utilize Desmos every step of the way. That's what I'm expecting you guys to do as well. I'm not expecting like a ton of work needed for this, like you would formally show. Just, hey, look at Desmos, see what's happening there. The ones that are going to be work are division ones. So again, let's go ahead and quickly graph this. So this is negative x to the 4. Then that's plus 5x cubed. Then plus a 2x squared. Minus 19x. Hey, that repeated. And then plus 2 instead. Okay. I hit home to zoom back in a little bit more normal. Let's see where our zeros are. Oh, these are very inconvenient zeros. They're not whole numbers, not a big deal. Really not a big deal. It's just they're not whole numbers. We'll deal with decimals in this. So let me click on those again. Going across my x-axis, those are my zeros. Just sit and type these ones. Negative 1 point. Oh, I did not title it. These are my zeros. Negative 1.862 comma 0. 0.107 comma 0. 2.215 comma 0 and 4.54 comma 0. Okay, those are my zeros. Now I want to zoom out a little bit because I can't fully see my max or mins. Okay, there we go. Now I see all three. I had two maxes. They're right here. So I'm just going to, there we go. Make sure I can see them as I type. So then I could say max is, I'm putting an S on the end because it's plural, but it really doesn't matter. So negative 1.098, comma 17.201. I have another max at 3.67, comma 24.951. Okay, let's see where this min is. Let's click on that and see. Oh, gonna need to move this up a little bit. So there we go. Now it's visible. There's my min. Is 1.179, comma negative 11.359. It's finding my max, mins, and zeros. Again, There are mathematical ways to do all of this, but we're not worried about those right now. What I'm worried about is you understand how to just find them in Desmos. That's good enough for right now. In later math classes, you can learn more about how to find them by hand. But for right now, we're just worrying about just using the calculator. Now, I notice both the left and right side go down. So M behavior will be both sides go down. So basically, as x approaches negative infinity, f of x approaches negative infinity. As f of x approaches a positive infinity, f of x approaches negative infinity again. That's most our calculator work. Now, a lot of what we're going to do is going to come down to doing work by hand. So here with this, it says to divide this polynomial. This one we have to do long division because it says 3x minus 5. Because it's at 3x, unfortunately, synthetic division is not going to work. The other problem, synthetic division will work. So there's only one where I'm forcing your hand to go long division to make sure we have an understanding of that. If you want to do the rest using long division, you can. This is the only one you're forced to. So let me grab this for my scrap work and just copy down the problem to begin. So that's going to be 3x minus 5 goes into 9x to the 5th minus 9x to the 4th minus x cubed minus 12x squared plus x and then minus 11. Okay. What could I multiply 3x by to get 9x to the 5th? Three x to the 4th is correct. I just realized I did not have the chat up. Okay, nobody said anything in the chat. So 3x to the 4th is correct. Because 3 times 3 gives me 9. X times x to the 4th gives me x to the 5th. Now remember, you're going to multiply it by both parts now. So 3x to the 4th times 3x gives me 9x to the 5th. This way, when we subtract, they conveniently cancel. And then 3 times negative 5 will be minus 15x to the 4th. Now here, we need to subtract. Again, these conveniently cancel. That was the whole point of what we had chose up there in red. Then remember, I'm doing minus and negative here, so this is actually like plus 15. Negative 9 plus 15 will give me 6x to the 4th. Then I bring down the next thing. Okay, that's one loop on my division algorithm done. It'll give you a second, make sure there are no questions. If there are questions, just let me know. While you're thinking of or if you don't have questions, start thinking, what do I have to multiply 3x by to get 6x to the 4th? So 2 times 3 gives me 6. So again, 2x. And then the power should be 1 lower. So 2x to the 3rd. Perfect. 2x cubed times 3x gives me 6x to the fourth. That's conveniently going to cancel. And then 2 times a negative 5 gives me a negative 10x cubed. We subtract. These cancel. That turns into a plus. Okay, so then negative 1 plus 10 is 9x cubed. Bring down the 12, x squared. Same process. Oh, 3x times what gives me 9x cubed? That's going to be plus 3x squared. So then again, I'm multiplying 3x times 3x, 9x squared, 3x times negative 5, minus 15x squared. Oh, I should have written that in green. Sorry, I'm going to be consistent with you guys. That's my multiplying step. I like being consistent with how I'm displaying. Okay. Now we subtract again. We're almost there, guys. I don't think the ones I put on the test go up to the 5th power, so they should be shorter on the test. Or quiz. Minus a negative actually turns that to a plus 15. So that's going to be 3x squared. Bring down the x. Okay. Three x to get 3x squared, all you do is multiply by an x. So that's going to be 3x squared minus 5x. Subtract them, those cancel. Again, minus and negative becomes plus. So that's 6x. Bring down the minus 11. Almost there, I swear, guys. That was the last number we needed to bring down. So I'd have to multiply 3x by 2 to get a 6x, so plus 2 here. 3 times 2 is 6x minus 5 times 2, so that's minus 10. Let's subtract them. Minus the negative 10 is really plus 10. X's cancel. Negative 11 plus 10 is negative 1. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write it now with my remainder. My final answer here with work shown. So all this here is my work. Here's my final answer I'm recording now. I do need to see your work. This is going to be one of those. Probably going to be easiest to do your work on scrap paper. Take a picture and upload the picture to me. And that's minus 1 over what I divided by because I have a remainder. So I'm going to work on exporting this as an image right now so I can upload it as well. Let's just go here. There are pictures. I'm going to upload this as a large picture just because I can. So then on here, all I would do is choose, go to my pictures, And let's see where that is. Untitled one. There we go. Open. Upload. And then again, I can see all that work there. I will make sure to also upload a PDF of my work to you guys along with the video. That's our long problem. Let's get to the rest. This one can be done using synthetic division. So that makes life easier. I'm going to take the time to set it up for synthetic division. Then we'll go from there. Whoop. Don't need that. I just need a new slide. There we go. So this can be done with synthetic. This is a -3. I flip it to a +3. Remember, always change the sign on whatever is right here. The only time we don't change the sign is when we're plugging in. So then it's a 2, a -3, a -19, and a 30. Okay, let's start with bringing the 2 down. Then I do 3 times 2 is 6, and then I add them up again. -3 plus 6 is +3. 3 times 3, 9. Okay. -19 plus 9 is -10. 3 times -10, -30. -30 plus 30 is 0. So this has no remainder. Technically, that means, this will get into our next set of problems, that this has a remainder of 0. That means technically x minus 3 is a factor of this whole thing. Not what I'm asking in this problem, but it is something we can state based off of that. So my final answer here, I started with cubes, so I'm going to drop it down 1 to squared. 2x squared plus 3x minus 10. And that's it. I'm going to again export this image and just upload a picture of this. That's it. Oh, I did not add the upload a picture. I'm going to edit this so you can upload a picture in just as soon as class ends, okay? But if I were you, I'd upload a picture here. I'm going to make sure that was a mistake on my part. I forgot to add the option for you guys to upload a picture. So I'm just not going to put anything in there now. You'll be able to do that later, I promise. Okay, good. I added it to 5 and 6. Okay, so I just missed that on number 4. I will fix that on your test to make sure that you can upload an image there. This one, we're seeing if it's a factor. I could do synthetic division just like I did on the last one. So remember, do the opposite of your g of x. So this is a -1. It's going to be a +1. Then I have a 4x cubed minus 2x squared. Now, since there's something in front of the x, that's a 1 and -3. Okay, bring down the 4. 4 times 1 is just 4. Now add them up. -2 plus 4 is +2. 1 times 2 is just 2. okay? 1 plus 2 is 3. And then finally, I do 1 times 3 to give me positive 3. Oh, 1. Sorry, I'm on my add. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. So here, the remainder equals 0. Actually, I'm not going to even use the word it's there. I'm going to say explicitly x minus 1 is a factor. Technically, you could have just said that it is a factor, but I just want to explicitly tell you that x minus 1, what we divided by, was the factor. So let me export that. Right, yep. So now again, I should be able to upload that as soon as I find a picture in my documents. Should be this one here. Open, upload. And there we go. So again, for you guys, I'd recommend you just write that down on scrap paper, take a picture, and upload it to me. Probably easiest way to take care of that. If you figure out how to type it in like this, all neat, you using their text options, go ahead, be my guest. But I personally find it easier to write it out by hand. And that's how I would prefer to do it. But if you figure out how to type it out and you make it look neat and accomplishing the same goals, it's about what you present to me, not how it's presented. Okay, last one here. Okay, so this says x plus 2 is what we're checking to see if it's a factor. So that's going to be a minus 2. If you always want to do the opposite there, then 3x to the 4, 7x cubed, 3x squared, negative 1x, and minus 4. So bring down the 3. Negative 2 times 3 is going to give me negative 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. Okay, negative 2 times 1. That's negative 2. Negative 3 plus, or sorry, 3 plus negative 2, my bad. 3 plus negative 2 is really 3 minus 2, which is just 1. Negative 2 times 1 is going to be a negative 2. Negative 1 plus a negative 2 is negative 3. And then negative 2 times negative 3 is a positive 6. Here with this, negative 4 plus 6 is 2. So here, the remainder is not equal to 0. So x plus 2 is not a factor. Because I got a remainder of 2, that means it is not a factor. If I got a remainder of 0, it is. Any other number as a remainder means it is not a factor. So again, I can quickly export this image. And I will upload that. So again, like I said, you figured out how to type that in neat, great, good for you. I'll take it that way. If you're like, I can write it down and take a picture and upload that just as easy, that's fine by me. I'm caring about the content of what's presented to me, not how it's presented to me. And then again, I can upload that picture. And there we go. That is it for the quiz review. I know it's leaning very heavily on what we did last week. So if you do have questions about last week's stuff, please don't hesitate to ask. Yes. So.